Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Backyard Buckets. And if you like this video at any point, make sure to like and subscribe. Today we're talking about 7 NBA draft sleepers, my top 7. They're not in any order. These are just 7 guys that I think could be steals from where they're projected to be picked. And first up, we got Tyler Bay out of the University of Colorado. He's a really good defender, really good rebounder. Once he gets to the league, his offense will be able to develop a little better. But yeah, he's just a great athlete, can run and jump. Really good defense, like I said. He can be a presence inside or out, kind of like 3-and-D guy. And the comparison would be Andre Roberson, just not exactly how Andre Roberson's career turned out, but that would be what you would be expecting to get. And I saw he can be picked anywhere from late lottery to the early second round. So if you get this guy in the early second round, that's obviously a pretty good value for your pick. And the next guy we have up here is, I'm not sure at all how to pronounce this dude's name, Alexei, I think, Pokusevsky, I don't even know. But some people have this guy going in the lottery. I'm not sure if you can take this guy in the lottery. I mean, the Hornets probably would. Something they would do. Or the Knicks. But I don't think you can take him in the lottery. Other guys, people have him not even being drafted. So, I mean, there's a lot of mystery in this draft, especially considering we haven't seen March Madness. So there's guys that will go UDFA, that will go into the G League and be able to develop. But this guy, he's a 7-foot project player. He's got probably the most upside in the draft, or one of the guys with the most upside in the draft. I've seen him be compared to Tony Kukoc, which, I mean, if you can get a Tony Kukoc in the second round, that's pretty good, really good value, actually. But I just wouldn't take him in the lottery because there's so much unknown about him. Next up, we have Malachi Flynn. I've seen him. This is a guy that would definitely have benefited from a March Madness run, a deep run in March. Obviously, with San Diego State, there's not exactly scouts drooling over watching San Diego State play. But, I mean, you have seen guys come out of San Diego State, like Kawhi, obviously. He'd be the one most people think of. But he's projected to go later second round. He's very, very skilled. He doesn't have the height, but he's only 6'1". But he's got probably like Devontae Graham that the Hornets got in the second round. Just great skill that you can take in the second round, and he can help you off the bench. Kind of like his career would be Fred VanVleet, but he's just great skill, really good playmaker, and he can also shoot the rock. Next, we got Payton Pritchard, 4-year guy at the University of Oregon. Another guy we can say like Devontae Graham, Fred VanVleet. But this one, I think he is basically Fred VanVleet 2.0. I mean, he's an elite scorer and a good shooter, just not the height, weight, speed, athleticism like Fred VanVleet. I mean, VanVleet came from Wichita State. Oregon's obviously Power 5 school, so not necessarily coming out of nowhere, because he's been balling at Oregon for the last decent bit. I'm pretty sure he's a 4-year guy. I'm not 100% sure on that. But yeah, he's just a beast. He knows how to put the ball in the basket. The next guy we got is Isaiah Stewart. He's an elite athlete. You can put him in the pick and roll. He'll be a beast. He did not have the greatest season at Washington, but Washington was obviously not the greatest team, 12th seed in the Pac-12. So, I mean, he wasn't really put on the national spotlight, but he was a very highly rated recruit coming into the year at Washington. And what I've seen for him is an athletic version of Zach Randolph. He doesn't have the height of a traditional center, but he's still very tall. I think he's about 6'9", 6'10". But like I said, elite athlete. Run him in the pick and roll. Take him in the second round. And, develop him. I've seen people say he could go in the first round, but I've also seen people say he'll go undrafted. So, like I said, a lot of mystery, I guess you could say, concerning this NBA draft, which is just two weeks away, or less than that now. But yeah, he could be the guy you can put down there in the paint and he can anchor your defense for you. The next guy, I think this guy could be the steal of the draft, even though he's not going to be going in the second round. I feel like he'll be going late lottery, probably. But he's the most pro-ready player in the draft, in my opinion. And a lot of people agree with me on that. But he's really good 3-and-D guy. Knock down the three, get back, lock up your best player. That's kind of what he, I guess you could say, specializes in. But he can really shoot it. I mean, and he's also bigger frame. So he could probably guard 1 through 4, maybe 4. I don't know, not too sure about guarding the 4. But he might could. I mean, it depends on the situation. I've seen him compared to Tobias Harris. That would make sense. 3-and-D. I'm not too sure if Tobias is really a star. Kind of like a glorified role player is what it could be. But if you can get a Tobias Harris at the end of the lottery, I mean, you wouldn't be complaining. Last but not least, we've got Josh Green, shooting guard out of Arizona. And this guy, he's a guy that didn't really turn out to be what people wanted him to be. I guess you could say at Arizona. I mean, he had 12 points a game, which is pretty good. I mean, they were ranked some parts of the season, and they kind of fell out of the rankings towards the end. Could have been a team that made a run in March, but, we'll never know. Great athleticism, great scorer, and I've seen people compare him to Paul George and Kelly Oubre, which, I mean, I could see that. He's got the tools to turn into that, but he could also be a bust, which obviously you can get this guy. I mean, he might go in lottery, probably will, but if he falls out of the lottery, I think you got to take him. But yeah, that'll be it. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Post basketball content 4 to 5 times a week.